So, you're in love with a narcissist. It definitely feels like a soulmate connection, doesn't it? This is one of my many frequently asked questions. Why does this connection with a narcissist, you know he's a narcissist, but the connection with him feels out of this world. It feels magical. It feels like it has been ordained by the stars. He feels or she feels like a soulmate. How is this possible if this person is a narcissist? Well, let's find out. Soul Tribe and family, welcome. Welcome to this channel where we heal and integrate because consciousness is the new frontier. We are healing, removing distorted perceptions from our psyche. We are integrating, remembering the truth of who we are. And who we are is the divine human spirit, connected to God, connected to life, connected to each other, connected to all that is. Welcome, welcome. Don't forget to like, don't forget to subscribe, don't forget to share this content with kindred spirits. Soul Tribe, I've got a healing session that's available on Patreon. It's called Healing the Abandonment and Rejection Wound. As we know, narcissists take advantage of the slightest wounds we have. And these wounds the biggest wounds that humanity is dealing with right now, and also the biggest wounds that narcissists take advantage of. You definitely want to take advantage of this offer. The link is available in the description box. And I also have a book. It's called Healing and Integration for the Wounded Soul. It's available on Amazon. All right. Now, in order to understand how is it possible that one can find themselves in a situation where they are, feeling connected to a narcissist at a soul level, we need to understand what a soulmate is. So a soulmate is basically someone that you have a spiritual contract with. So of course the spiritual contract is something that takes place before we even enter into this paradigm of existence. All right. And so that spiritual contract usually goes along the lines of, we're going to come in contact with each other in this lifetime, and we're going to learn a few lessons from each other. All right. And so when we come across each other, the connection is going to be strong enough to help us recognize the need to interact with each other in such a way that eventually whatever lessons that need to be extracted are extracted from the connection, whatever it is. There is more than just one soulmate. We have many soulmates, in fact, because we've got soul groups that we are all part of, and different souls have different contracts with each other. So when it comes to the contract of learning lessons through love and through romance and through this interaction with the opposite gender, you find that a lot of people have that strong sense of connection with each other. So, and whenever it is that you have this very strong sense of connection with another human being, especially someone of the opposite gender, and you just know that this is a soul level connection, that means that you and this person had a prior agreement, prior to entering into this paradigm, into this reality, prior to manifesting in physical form. You had an arrangement, you had a contract with this person to say, we will meet each other there and we will have a romantic relationship or a romantic encounter of sorts, and we will be each other's teachers. And through each other, we will be able to, move to the next level of our spiritual evolution. We will basically, do the initiation work, the spiritual initiation work, because, life is a continuous initiation journey. But a romantic soul connection is not the only soul connection that exists. There are many other soul connections that exist that don't necessarily have the romantic element to them as well. But when you come across a soulmate, because the connection is usually very strong. So with that being said, I also want to say that another thing that happens with regards to strong connection of souls has to do with the fact that when you have certain wounds that you have sustained in this world, what happens is that when you come across people who have matching wounds, these people become very magnetic to you. They become very attractive to you. Once again, it doesn't always have to be a romantic connection, but the connection will always be there. And this is because, by virtue of the wounds that you have sustained, for that time, for that phase of your life where you are still, carrying those wounds within you, you and these people become soulmates in that regard. So that's another way of looking at the soulmate connection. And so when you come across a narcissist, what you will find is that both of these things are at play. So on one end, you and the narcissist have a higher soul contract that you are, having to fulfill by getting into a romantic connection with each other. And at the same time, you also have those wounds that is, or the two of you attracted to each other. And so that those soul wounds, they're also creating their own level of soul connection. So this is why a narcissist feels like a soulmate. So now the question is a narcissist then really your soulmate, or are they just someone who's in your life to just teach you lessons? I will say then that a narcissist is both a soulmate and a non-soulmate. So they are your soulmate in that you've got a contract that needs to be fulfilled. But once that contract is fulfilled, the narcissist is usually no longer supposed to be in your life. And part of the contract with a narcissist usually has to do with you recognizing the time when you actually need to let go of the narcissist. And sometimes is even before your relationship with the narcissist begins. So basically, sometimes the contract might be that the narcissist purpose serves to test you to see if you have grown and learned certain things about yourself, about boundaries, about a whole lot of things. And then so if you pass that test, then you typically would not even need to be in a relationship with the narcissist, because naturally those boundaries will repel the narcissist, and you yourself, because you would have grown and learned certain things about life and boundaries and discernment and everything, then you would easily be able to see through the narcissist. You understand? So so on one level, the narcissist is your soulmate because of the contract that you have, and yet on another level, the narcissist is not your soulmate, is someone that is not supposed to be in your life. And part of your contract with any narcissist is for you to actually be able to see and understand that. And of course, now if a narcissist is someone that you are closely related to and so on, then the jury is out on that one with regards to exactly how it is that you have to deal with that situation, because it will always be a case by case basis. However, in terms of a romantic connection, once you've learned whatever lessons that you needed to learn from that relationship with a narcissist, the next step forward is always to end contact, or strictly modified contact if you are co-parenting. So those are the only exceptions. There might be one or two other exceptions that might be there that I might not be mentioning right now, or might not be aware of right now. But it's those extreme cases where you might need to maintain contact. But apart from that, then there's absolutely no need to maintain a contract with a narcissist, because it's that contract that is very temporary in nature. So the narcissist is your soulmate, but is a temporary soulmate. And so the reason why it feels so powerful, the connection between the two of you, the reason why it feels so overwhelming and so engulfing, is because you are not just dealing with any other human being, but you are dealing with someone who, from a spiritual perspective, hails from that polarity that by its very nature is very magnetic. You understand? It's very, like, it draws everything to it. The connection with the narcissist is always whimsical. There's always something about it that is unrealistic but simultaneously fascinating. What I've noticed in my many years of doing this spiritual work, and of course, dealing with narcissists myself on a personal level, is that the experience, the romantic connection with a narcissist always feels out of this world. Hence, then you would need to, use labels such as soulmate, because you would need a specific type of a label that would have to describe the connection the two of you have that no one else can understand, because that's how it feels. It feels like you have something that is so unique that only you in this world have ever experienced, and no one else will ever experience it. The two of you belong to each other. The two of you connect at a level that no human being can ever understand. And yet, whilst you are feeling this way, the sad part of that whole situation is that you are the only one that's feeling this way. The narcissist is happy to, convince you that they feel the same way too. The narcissist is happy to behave like they feel the same way too. And to a certain extent, there might be some of those feelings that you're experiencing that the narcissist is experiencing as well. But the reasons are different. You are feeling these things because, you are mesmerized by the narcissist, you are intoxicated, you are in love. Whereas the narcissist, on the other hand, is intoxicated by the energy, the narcissistic energy supply that you are providing them by, flying on this cloud number 9 that you are flying on. You understand? So this whimsical state that you are on, this mesmerized state that you are occupying, this state of, euphoria that you are in, this is the energy that, feeds the narcissist copiously, and it gives them a high. It makes them feel invincible. It makes them feel amazing. It makes them feel powerful. It gives them a high like no other. So, and perhaps for those 5 minutes, they might be convinced that this is my soulmate. But even as they're calling you their soulmate, they're not calling you their soulmate because they are in love with you. They are calling you their soulmate because your narcissistic supply, it gives them a natural high. You understand? A lot of songs have been written to describe the experience between a narcissist and their victim, especially when they're in love. It's a very, very toxic concoction of chemicals. And it feels great, it feels amazing in the same way that drugs feel great and amazing. You mix drugs, alcohol, and sex, then you've got a very, very toxic, combination of euphoria, of ecstasy, of feeling certain kinds of emotions that are indescribable. You understand? And they are unique to only that particular experience. However, they are not based on anything that's real or substantial. And so this is what you are dealing with when you are in a relationship with a narcissist. Anytime you feel that high feeling, that amazing feeling that is indescribable, you need to understand it is not different from being intoxicated by alcohol or by any other drug. You understand? You are under the influence of an external force. That's what it is. So you are so drunk in love that you think that this person that's sucking the life out of you is a soulmate. You understand? So that's what it is. So how is a narcissist a soulmate to you? They are a soulmate to you in that they are a teacher. An encounter with a narcissist is one that will teach you the one lesson that no other human being will be able to teach you. Once you experience an encounter with a narcissist, you will come out of your slumber. You will go through a spiritual awakening. It takes a narcissist to take human beings out of the very slumber that narcissists have put them in. And so that encounter with a narcissist is the one that will wake you up. And that's why you get so excited when you come across a narcissist. You're not aware, you don't know, you think it's love. But what you are excited about, what your soul is excited about, is the fact that it knows that this is the one that's going to trigger me so bad that I will have no choice but to wake up from my state of unconsciousness. To wake up into seeing reality for what it really is. and to begin to work with the higher powers so that I can help to transcend myself and humanity, to transcend my own weaknesses, my own wounds and traumas and all of those things, and to also assist humanity with same, and to also most importantly make this my contribution towards humanity. Because when I heal and integrate as an individual, I'm contributing towards the healing and integration of humanity, because that healing and integration becomes a ripple effect on the collective. You understand? So this is the gift that the narcissist gives you, but this is the gift that you do not want to just go out and chase. Because when you do not understand what you're dealing with when it comes to a narcissist, they will kill you. Because when the narcissist is coming into your life, they're not coming, to love on you. They are coming to steal, kill, and destroy. Make no mistake about it. The narcissist is the agent of the opposing forces of your life. When Rudolf Steiner explains how evil came into existence in our world, he explains it beautifully. He tells a story of the fact that, the higher forces. So now we're starting with Source, God, the creator of all that is. When he created the other beings, the spiritual hierarchies that are higher than us, that are above us. And so these spiritual hierarchies, when it came down to the level of, the spirits of form, the Elohim, and so some of those spirits literally sacrificed their own substance to say, in order for this physical existence to become something that is substantial and something that will help humanity with regards, because remember, our journey is descension from God, right? So it's the spirit descending into matter, the spirit, what is invisible becoming visible eventually, and we are at that point where what is invisible has come absolutely visible, right? Has become physical. What is spiritual has become physical. So this is where we are. And so the plan has always been that when we reach this particular point in our journey, then what would happen is that we would encounter dark forces, opposing forces of life. And so those opposing forces have been brought into existence by the Elohim, the higher forces of life, so that they can create opposition for us as part of our lesson, as part of our journey, as part of our our awakening process, to propel and compel us to ascend back to source. Because we descended, and now we've reached that, the climax of descension. Now we are having to ascend. Where we have reached now, it's like, when you go into when you sleep, and you enter into a dream. So we are deeply enmeshed in that dream now, you understand? And so we are being forced to wake up out of the dream. And so the control measure that the higher powers had put in place to make sure that we eventually remember that we have to wake up and to ascend, to return back to spirit form where we came from. The control measure, one of those control measures would be the encounter with, the nightmarish dark forces, shadowy forces, scary forces within the dream. You understand? And so this is basically, when you are sleeping, when the sleep is nice and the dreams are nice, you don't even want to wake up. But as soon as the dreams become nightmarish, oh, you definitely want to wake up. When you start seeing those, very scary, shadowy creatures, you definitely want to wake up. When you start having those sleep paralysis and things that are trying to, choke you and kill you as you are busy sleeping there. That's when you want to wake up, isn't it? So this is where we are as humanity right now. You understand? And so this is the sacrifice that the higher forces have made to say we will create an opposing force, so that then this opposing force will serve as teachers, will serve as examiners, testers, tempters, and all of those things, to make sure that those that are waking up, basically they are well and adequately prepared for the awakening process. You understand? So it's basically to refine. It's like you are having to go through a very thin comb in order to literally transcend this particular paradigm. That's really what is about. However, things got a little bit twisted after a little while out here in this particular paradigm, because then you come across narcissists. And so that whole thing has been twisted and, distorted in some shape or form, but it is what it is. God still allowed it to be. So this is what we are dealing with. So, and what I also want to be clear about with regards to this whole sacrifice of the higher powers, the Elohim, by turning into opposing forces, or turning their substance into an opposing force. What we need to understand about it is that that does not necessarily mean that it's right for people to be narcissistic. It does not necessarily mean that you want to stay in a relationship with a narcissist. It doesn't mean that you now need to try and help narcissists. And it doesn't mean that what narcissists are doing to people is right. Not at all. It's still horrible, it's still evil, it's still wrong, and they're still going to be judged for it. They are already judged, they will continue to be judged. The Bible says, it puts it beautifully. It says, in this, there will always be problems in this world, or something like that. There will always be challenges in this world, but woe unto those through whom these challenges come. So in this world, you'll always have things that you're having to wrestle with. However, the person that comes into your way and becomes those obstacles that you are having to wrestle with, woe unto them. It might be better for them perhaps to be tied to an anchor, and then that anchor be thrown into the sea. You understand? Things like that. These are some of the things so the Bible is very clear with regards to how God feels about these dark forces of life. All right. So what I was saying here, the whole point of this whole story that I'm telling, is the fact that the narcissist is your teacher. However, this is not the teacher that you want to embrace. This is not the teacher that you want to say, oh, stay with me because I'm growing and learning. You are teaching me patience, so it's okay for me to stay here whilst you are abusing me because I'm growing and learning patience. I promise you. That is not a lesson that you are trying to learn from a narcissist, and the narcissist is not here to teach you that lesson. If you stay with a narcissist because you are trying to learn patience, you will learn death. Okay. You will wake up one day and you will not be in this paradigm. You will be in the spirit realm, and then you will learn what it's like to be in the spirit realm because of a narcissist. All right. So you don't learn patience, by staying in relationships with a narcissist. I promise you, there are many things in this world that will teach you patience. If you want to learn patience, just go to a government department. Okay. Just go to any institution that is just a public institution and it's run by the government, and things are just falling apart. Just go there, you will learn patience. All right, but you don't necessarily need to be in a toxic relationship to learn patience. There you are using an excuse. You are saying that you are not prepared, you're not willing, you're not ready to deal with what you have to deal with, which is the fear and pain of abandonment and rejection that results from the end of a narcissistic relationship. You're not prepared to deal with it, and because you're not prepared to deal with it, you are using any excuse in the world, including spiritual bypassing. All right. So so the narcissist is your soulmate, but it's not the soulmate that you want to be with. It's a soulmate that you want to transcend, the soulmate that you want to learn about, to learn from, and to move past it. You understand that? That's what it is. Let me see what other notes I've made here. So they are not your soulmate in that they are in your life as a representative of Satan. And we all know that Satan comes to steal, kill, and destroy. So the narcissist is only your soulmate because they match your wounds. And I mean, I don't know if that's something that you want to be excited about, having a connection with someone for or about. And then number two, they are your opposite attraction. For example, if you are a wounded empath, you are likely going to be attracted to and attractive to narcissists because, they are an opposite, version of who you are. So they are a wounded darkness, you are a wounded light. So you might attract each other, as opposite attract each other. And then so now they teach you about yourself. Okay, so this is how they are a soulmate. So, and once you learn those lessons, that, oh, okay, fine, the narcissist has helped me to actually identify my weak spots, my cracks, my lack of boundaries, my inability to exercise discernment, and a whole lot of things that have happened in my life that I was not aware of. The narcissist has helped me to realize that we are living in a narcissistic dark matrix, and it's time for me to exit the matrix and to develop my own sovereignty, autonomy, and a whole lot of things like that. The narcissist has helped me to come out of my slumber, to wake up into the truth of my own divine nature, to look into the importance of having a connection with the divine forces of life. The narcissist has helped me in this way. However, that's all. That's where it ends. It doesn't mean now I'm supposed to stay with the narcissist, or to even be eternally thankful to you can be eternally thankful to the narcissist between you and God, but you don't have to be expressing that gratitude towards the narcissist and staying with the narcissist because you want to show them how grateful you are for the lessons that they've taught you, because I promise you they will turn those lessons upside down, and then you will have to do them all over again. So the narcissist is your soulmate, in that the lesson about narcissism can be one of the most powerful lessons that you will learn as a human being. For example, narcissists help me to see that we are living in an upside down world, and it helps me to understand the importance of taking back my sovereignty, as I previously mentioned. So these are the lessons that you learn from your encounter with a narcissist. So that's how the narcissist is your soulmate. I understand that this video initially was supposed to be something that, or maybe the title of this video make it sound as if this is going to be a nice warm and fuzzy video, where now we're talking about all these wonderful things that has to do with the connection that people experience with a narcissist. However, my responsibility as a spiritual advisor is to give you those sobering truths. You understand? And sobering truths are not nice. Many a times I deal with clients, I mean, literally yesterday and the day before yesterday, I was dealing with clients, and these people, you even know them before you even start having a conversation with them. You know what you're about to deal with. And so these are people that, of course, they're not prepared. Some of them I even suspect to be narcissists, but who knows. But you deal with people that are not prepared to deal with the cold, sobering truths of their realities. The fact that life is not like that vending machine where you slot a few coins in it, and then suddenly things turn out the way that you want them to turn out. This is a co-creation universe that we are in, and the future is never cast in stone. In fact, it's very difficult to really predict the future. People don't know that. People don't realize that. And so when it comes to the future, we don't even really predict, precise outcomes, but rather we predict probabilities. And for a lot of people, the futures that they are looking for, like, for example, people will be looking for someone to be in a relationship with, and then they will be asking, when will I meet, my partner? When will I meet someone who loves me? And you look at their energy and there's nothing there. There's literally nothing. And then you, of course, can't tell them there's nothing there. There's no one there for you. You have to tell them that, because the reason why there's nothing is not because there's absolutely nothing. It means there is nothing that this person is generating within their energy field to actually attract, that kind of relationship that they're looking for. So it's like they're not really doing anything to be in that position to have that kind of a relationship, but they want that relationship. And so when you try to tell them, because you're not going to tell them there's nothing there, so instead you will try and tell them that, what, this is one or two or three things that you are actually having a challenge with, that is keeping you stuck, and it's preventing you from actually coming into that situation that you're actually looking for. And they see that as, oh my word, you're not really helping me, because what I'm really expecting you to do for me is tell me when I'm meeting my person. You understand? And so that means you are not legitimate as a spiritual practitioner. And it's like, oh, you have no idea what it's like in the spirit world. You have no idea what the spirit world looks like. But it definitely isn't a place where you slot a coin and somehow the guides give you what you want. Some of these things, you work for them. In order to manifest a healthy relationship, you yourself have to do the inner work. Don't think for a second that you'll be able to contact a spiritual practitioner and then that spiritual practitioner will do some nice fortune telling for you, and it's like a genie, right? Give you manifest a nice loving relationship when you yourself, your energy is terrible. And how do you know that your energy is terrible? Because when you don't get the answers that you are looking for, you suddenly start falling apart. Then you start attacking the people that are giving you those answers. You understand? So this is what we are dealing with here. So I understand that, when we talk about narcissists being soulmates and everything, some people, are excited about being soulmates with people, even if those people are narcissists. But my responsibility is to give you that sobering truth about the reality of narcissists. And yes, they are your soulmate, but this is not a soulmate that you want to get married to. This is not a soulmate that you want to, live the rest of your life with. All right, because you will have no life to live once the narcissist is done with you. You understand? So this is the soulmate that is here to teach you the lessons that I've already shared with you, that is here to help you awaken in the way that I've already, described to you. And then once you move past all of those things, once you learn the lessons, heal what needs to be healed, do what needs to be done, then you are able to move fast, even to move past the relationship or the connection, the soulmate thing. Like that whole whimsical feeling, it disappears, it dissolves, it goes away. You might have one or two things that you might remember fondly about your experience with the narcissist. However, the narcissists themselves becomes very unattractive to you. They become very repulsive to you, and you hardly even, bother to think about them. You understand? It becomes just, a distant memory, something that you once experienced, and yes, something that you learned valuable lessons from and you've grown a lot from, but it's nothing that you are trying to hang on to. That's the purpose of the narcissist in your life, to wake you up to this reality, to wake you up out of your unconsciousness. All right. So, and of course, between now and then, some of us are still dealing with those situations where when you are trying to wake people up, they are attacking you instead of waking up. But it is what it is. This is, it comes with the territory. So yeah, I'm looking forward to hearing your take, your experiences. Are you in a relationship with a narcissist? Do you think they are your soulmate? Is that why you are not leaving them? Do you know anyone? Do you know anyone that's in a relationship with a narcissist? And are they describing the narcissist as the soulmate, and all of that? And how is that faring? How is that going? I'm looking forward to reading all about it in the comment section. Thank you so much, Soul Tribe, Soul Family, for spending time with me in this transmission. Until next time, remember, consciousness is the new frontier. Or shall we say, Christ consciousness is the new frontier. Namaste. And I would really like to say that narcissists can't be soulmates, with anyone, even though I've seen in this world narcissists having certain kinds of relationships that do appear, they do seem to be soulmate type of relationships. However, I'm not convinced, because I believe that you still need to have a soul, like a real, proper, functioning, still alive and active soul in order to be someone's soulmate. You understand? And in a healthy way, like so that you can have a long, healthy, safe, loving, wonderful relationship. So welcome to this channel where we heal and integrate, because consciousness is the new frontier. Hey man, something is missing. Soul Tribe and Family. Let's try that again.